today's lesson, we're going to be able to identify the point of view of the text and give evidence. What are we going to be able to do?
Identify the point of view in the text and provide evidence.
Okay, so the point of view of the text and give evidence. You're also going to write using a given point of view. What are you going to do?
Write using a given point of view.
Great. If you would get an iPad from the center of your table and log on to Nearpod, please. The code is on the smart board. I'm also going to write it on the board just in case we get logged out so that you can join us again. Please remember to put your first name and submit after you see a blue polka dotted cover, and then it will ask for your name. Great. Great. Okay, remember, turn it landscape so that you can get the full size. You'll use on the board. Who can remind me, just in general, what is point of view? Don't give me specifics, just general. Sloan?
It's a perspective or view from which the narrator is.
Very good. As we're reading text, which remember can be out of a book, it can be on the internet, it can be in a magazine, it's written from a different point of view. Often we see the third person point of view, but we're going to talk about the three different points of views, how you can identify them and what they mean. Look at this poster on your screen. The perspective from which a piece of text is written. The first person point of view is told from the viewpoint of one of the characters. Some key words you may see are I, we, or me. Why is we included in the first person point of view? Why do you think they include we? Elisa?
Because the character is telling about them or someone else.
Very good. We includes a group and the writer or the speaker. Second person point of view, the narrator addresses you, the reader. Some key words are you or yours. Often you'll see these in directions given to you or self-help books, how to do something, how to do this, how to do that. And finally, what we see most often is the third person point of view. This is when the narrator is outside of the story. They are not within the characters of the story. They use some key words, names or proper nouns. They're capitalized, he, she, they, or them. Let's talk again about points of view. Look at me, please. First person point of view includes me. I am the writer of the story. Your turn.
First person point of view includes me. I am the writer of the story.
The second person point of view includes you. The speaker is speaking to you. Your turn.
The second person point of view includes you. The speaker is speaking to you.
Finally, the third person point of view includes Jack and Jill, he and she, they and them. The narrator is someone outside of the story. Your turn.
The third person point of view includes Jack and Jill, and he and she, and they and them.
The narrator is someone outside of the story. Very good. Who can tell me a key word for the second person point of view? Christopher.
You.
You. First person point of view, Ryson.
Me.
Me. Third person, Emily.
She.
She. Great. Okay, moving on. I want you to quickly tell me how to determine the point of view of a text. Write and submit your answer, please. How can you determine the point of view of a text? Remember, those keywords are important. They're often easy to help you identify. Please tell me for all three perspectives. Okay, look at the one I'm sharing to you, please. This person said that first person includes me, I, and we. The second person includes you or yourself. And the third person, they, them, or someone's name. Great job. Let's look at this person. First person, I, me, and we. Second person, you. Third person, he, she, they, or them. Great job, guys. Give yourself a little pat on the back. Good job. Okay, we're now going to take a look at a few short passages. I want you to work with your shoulder partner. I want you to identify the point of view and then tell me how you knew. Discuss with your shoulder partner, please.
Wash your hands and gather all your materials. Once you've done that, follow all the directions in your book. Put the crispy treats in the oven for 35 minutes. While your treats cook, you might want to clean your fork. When you take the treats out of the oven, pour honey and lemon sauce on and heat it up. Once the treats are cooked, you put in your French fries. What's the point of it? How do you cook?
Cook them, you might want to clean when you take the treats out of the oven, pour them and put in lemon sauce on.
So Miss, make sure you give evidence. Okay, make sure you're telling me the point of view and telling how you know. Give me that evidence, please. Okay, let's look at this person. They said it is second person point of view because it says your and you. Raise your hand if you agree with this answer. Great. We know that second person point of view is speaking to who? You, the reader. Great. Let's try another one. With your shoulder partner again, please. Go.
Jen and I plus calculating our coach and I found our father satisfactory. He played us, raised to us, and treated us with courtesy. Our mother died when I was 2, so I never felt her absence. She was a grandma from my met her when she was first elected to the state legislature. What is it going to be? How do you know? I think it's first person. I agree.
I think it's the third person point of view because it uses other people's names and it is a narrator outside of storytelling.
I also think it's the first person because it uses I.
Third person?
First and third.
Okay, can they be both? You gotta think about it. It can only be written from one perspective. So think about it again. Bryson, what was your reasoning?
I think it was third person point of view because it said other people's names.
Okay, guys, I want us all to listen to this. Ryson says it's third person point of view because it says other people's names. Mary Madeline, what do you think?
I think it's the first person because it uses I.
Okay, so how are we going to decide if it's first or third person? Ivory, what do you think?
We need to look back on what we have learned. And, like first person uses I or me, and third person uses we, they, he, or.
Okay, so if it uses both, what do you think it would be, first or third? Can you, when you're writing a story about yourself, can you include other people's names? Okay, so what do you think, Brennan?
I think it's first person because it's somebody talking in the story.
Okay, raise your hand if you agree with Brennan. Is this written by someone that is involved in the story? Bryson, do you see why? I'm so glad you brought that up because that can be very confusing. But if it says I outside of a quotation, it's going to be first person. Great job. Let's look at one more with your shoulder partner. Begin.
I think it's third person because it says names. It says names like
This answer that was shared, I think it is the third person because the story uses names. Does the third person point of view use names in a story? Yes. Great. I also love this answer. Third person because the narrator is speaking. Who is speaking when the third person point of view is used, Macy? A narrator that is outside of the story. You are exactly right. Okay, one more time. Let's do our motions. First person is told by me. I am the speaker involved in the story. Go. First person told by me. I am the speaker involved in the story. Second person, the speaker is talking to you, the reader. Your turn.
Second person, the speaker is talking to you. The third person point of view
Tells about
Jack and Jill and they and them and he and she.
It is told by a narrator outside of the story. Perfect. I want you to stand behind your chair, please, with your iPad. We are going to pair up with a partner. Put your hand up. Pair up in 3, 2, and 1. Okay? You're going to take a short quiz, then we're going to discuss and go. Bodies and chairs.
Bodies and chairs. Bodies and chairs. Bodies and chairs.
Begin.
I want to wrap
Great, right. And I love that movie.
Okay, I'm ready. Before each practice begins, make sure you check the court and remove any debris from the players. When your players arrive, check that they have the proper footwear and that they've removed any jewelry which could injure the player wearing the jewelry or another. Always carry a list of emergency phone numbers for your players. And know where the begin. Make sure to check. I should also have a person because it's always using words like you. I agree with him because it's the same thing it's telling you
Okay, guys, got 1 minute.
Once you have your girl, sometimes the next person will have a girl puts out a lot of heat, so you should be using
Hey, class.
Yes.
Let's take a look at these together. I'm going to briefly read you part of the passage, and we're going to discuss if it's first, second, or third. Leslie sat in front of Paul. She had 2 long brown pigtails that reached all the way to the floor. What person is this written in, Eliza? How do you know?
It lists names,
It lists names, and it's also told by what?
a narrator
That is
outside of the story.
great, Eliza. Let's look at this story. Once you have your grill assembled, the next thing to decide is where to put it. What person is this written in? Ivory.
It's the second person because it's telling the reader what to do and it's using the keyword words.
Very good. So the speaker is speaking to who?
Speaker's speaking to the reader.
The reader. Great. Okay. On go, I want you to go back to your seat, please. Go. Bodies and chairs.
Bodies and chairs. Bodies and chairs. Bodies and chairs.
Great. If you would exit out of Nearpod, please. iPads in the center.
iPads in the center. iPads in the center. iPads in the center.
Thank you, guys. We're going to talk about our centers for today. We're going to have 4 rotations today. All of the centers are going to deal with point of view. You're going to show me that you understand, that you can identify and provide evidence for point of view in a text, and you're able to write a short story or passage using a given point of view that you're going to draw from a basket. Okay, at the first table, at the red table today, you are going to use a point of view, a song or a poster, including first, second, and third point of view. Okay? You have the choice. You can work to create a song, or you can work to create a poster. Are there any questions about the red center? Emily?
Can we work with partners?
Sure. There's 5 people in the center. You can work with a partner. You can work with a small group. Okay? Sure. Cameron?
Can we work alone?
Sure, you can work alone if you'd like, but make sure it's a song or a poster. Any other questions about the red center? At the green table, you have a bag of point of view task cards. You also have an answer sheet. On the answer sheet, I'm asking for the card number. I'm asking for the point of view / evidence. What do I mean by evidence for point of view? Kirsten?
Using the keywords.
You could use the keywords. How do you know it's first, second, or third? You're going to read the short passage. I'm going to read 2 short stories. And we are going to provide evidence in a writing response as to point of view. Before we get started, I want to look at the question that we're going to answer. And we also have a rubric for us to help us stay on track so we can get all those points. Okay, read the question, Sam, that we're going to be answering after we read.
Explain how the author's point of view in similar ways in both stories. Use examples from the stories to support your answer.
Okay, so as we're reading, what do we need to be identifying, Christopher, as we read? What are we looking to identify? We have to explain the author's point of view, okay? We're also going to have to give evidence and examples from these stories. So if you'd like to take a highlighter as we go, and we can highlight some evidence in these stories. Let's quickly take a look at the rubric. Again, we're using the RAPS method. We need to restate, answer, provide evidence, and sum it up. We know that we can get a total of 4 for each part, okay? To get a 4, we need to clearly restate it correctly. To answer it, we need to answer it clearly and correctly for both texts. And we need to provide evidence for both stories as we sum it up. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started reading.
You have to take your own sheet.
Since we have you, we have to be telling the reader about it. So like we should do maybe like something about going to the store and like you should have this and you need this. And we have to
This will be third person. Okay. So what do you want to say? I'll let you say. We should do a different color so we can do it before. I like this green. It's pretty. Oh, it's like she wants to do this. I don't think we should use this color anymore. I think we should use blue with this and then how would that look? Yes. Wait, before you take it, was left out. Okay. This was always left out for 2 reasons.
A long time ago, high in the mountains, the people of a small village came together. Already off the bat, that tells us that who's telling the story. It's a third person because it's told by who? The narrator. Highlight that for us. Someone outside of the story. Then I want you to take a close look at that second paragraph. It's not really a paragraph, it's a second. We have to do something. We're too scared to go out of the village. We signifies what point of view? First.
But it's in quotation marks, so it doesn't like you in the last story. It doesn't. Even though it says we, it doesn't make it a first person point of view because it's in quotation.
Okay, you're exactly right. When it's in quotations, a character is speaking, and that doesn't signify the first person point of view. Someone inside of the story was speaking we as part of the character. Great. Keep reading, Missy.
Having young man, it says where. Let's do 17. So looked as she might pull back in surprise, but instead she stood regarded Mondstadt with her. His mama had only moved to say hello. Do you mind if I asked how long you've been working at being a fireman? The girl asked, since I was 20. 10 years old, 10 years ago, said Montag. They walked farther. I think it's second person. No, because the second person told you what I disagree because the second person told you what's right. So what do you think? Second person. I mean the third person because he is out of the story and it's like telling me.
The tiger showed his big teeth and the young man began to show me exactly where you were.
It says names.
Explain how the author face point of view in similar ways. Use examples from the story to support your answer.
Okay, how can we restate that without providing an answer?
The author's view, point of view in similar ways.
Love it. The authors use point of view in similar ways in both stories. Macy, did you have something different?
Most stories they had similar point of view because.
Okay, stop there. We don't want to answer it yet, but you can start with, in both stories, the authors use similar point of view. You can definitely put it that way. Okay, write it for me, please. Remember,
Because I'm feeling my point of view. Throw a second person on the plate, man, somebody get the person. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, pull up on the.
Okay, how are we going here?
Good.
What'd you guys go with? The song? Okay. Do you have a tune? You're still working on it? Okay, you're gonna have to show me the song, okay? And you're finished. Girls, what'd you do? Poster. Okay, great. You've got first person. You need to make sure you include all 3 points of view. Okay, keep going. Cameron, going. Good, perfect. Keep working.
No, dude, we have to put you first. Okay. There please watch our say what we got so far. Please watch our kind of film map and throw a person on the play. Meant somebody get a person about 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, like on first. Hit the iron.
Will. Sure. Okay, now take this point to discuss
It's a finishes.
indicated what you would be through your story. Okay, guys, don't forget to use that read.
I do. You read one story or you read the other?
Okay, check your script, check your grammar, make sure that you include all 3 points of view.
One day, this is third person. One day there was
But did you include all 3 points of view in your song?
One day there was children playing on the play.
There were 12 innocent kids who didn't stop bothering the old man. I imagine yourself as the grocery store to get items from. I decided to get carrots, cabbage, and rice. Then I went home to.
Hey, class.
Hey, yes.
If you could clean up your center and stay seated for me, please, so that we can move to the next center in a minute.
Not yet.
When I ring the second bell, you're going to walk to your second center. Clean up your center and body
Body the chair. Body the chair. Body the chair.
iPad back again. I want you to log on to Illuminate. You have a very short 2-question exit ticket today. You are going to recognize the story because we read the stories at my table today for our writing. There's not a writing. Remember, you'll have to go to Safari. You can either go to the Caddo website or caddoschools.illuminate. Log on. You will take point of view exit ticket. There are only 2 questions. Even though you've already read the story, should you glance back through? Yes. Calling out because you were back in before I started it. Yes. Okay. Put your legs in front of your desk. Great job, Sam. You may go to Movie Max. Raise your hand when you finish. Great job, Ivory. You may go to Movie Max. When
well, you missed one, and there's only 2 questions, so if you missed one, it's 50%. The good thing is that you and I can pull this back up and look at when you missed and talk about it, okay? Now we're actually making a movie now. Great. Okay, so same thing, there's only 2 questions, if you missed one, it's a 50%, so you and I can, on